When the company started to pour in, uh, I was stunned to see the brand. So imagine you get your first job at 9 LPA. What do you want? 20 something me would love that. So apparently that was good. And with a brand name like Zomato.
I'm Niyati Madhvani. I have completed my business and sales program with Kraftshala in the second batch.
I am born and brought up in Gujarat. I completed my master's in computer applications in 2017. I've just turned 30. When I joined Kraftshala, my only goal was to identify where I can learn more in sales and business aspects. When I found out about Kraftshala course, I was also considering to do this distance learning program from IIM Indore. That was also for this business management sort of thing. And one big differentiator between two programs is there is a placement facility that you guys provide and others don't. And at the same time, the curriculum at Kraftshala felt uh, that it is too practical. People who are going to teach us are not going to be teachers. They are actually working this day in and day out, and they're going to tell us the real stories to understand the topics better compared to what I saw in IIMs. Apparently, I have a thing for IIM, so I was going to do that blindly. There were rigorous 3 rounds of interviews, which I was never assuming also that would be there. You just pay and you learn. And no, it wasn't that. In all 3 rounds, I also met people who were not asking me some fancy, how tell me about yourself and all that soft questions. They were actually throwing me in the pool where I did not even know how to swim. So showing me a Shark Tank wala pitch and then asking me questions. What better could you have done? You never watch Shark Tank like that. You just watch it like any other content, but then they make you think. All the interaction basically made me realize that it's not just any random program out there that people enroll and then go through with it. You also have to prove your worth to them. They did not have any doubts, but at the same time, they also knew that if I'll be through with this program and I'll get placed, I'll be away from them. So that was one thing that they were concerned about. But when you're spending certain amount on certain things after you have completed your studies, they ask certain questions, and that was just that they asked about what value do you find in the course, why not any other big names. Since I was considering IIM program, so they had those questions also, and then as I said, I had my answers. Some days, if I remember my schedule of the week, I sometimes feel I have too much free time nowadays because it was rigorous, very rigorous. Since ours was a part-time batch, it was Saturday and Sunday. It felt like a full working day because it's 10 o'clock in the morning till 7 or 8, God knows, 9 also some days. And even after we wrap it up, we know that we have an assignment coming up that is to be submitted on Thursday. So either we can work during the week or we'll have to complete it today. I don't remember how we managed to do it all, how we were having like full attendance even in the class. We also managed to complete the assignments on time. But at the same time, when the program ended, it felt like we have learned a lot in a span of 8 months. It felt like you do something in your masters and you don't have time to do anything else. It felt like that. So for the first 4 months, we were just studying, solving real-time case studies, and doing the assignments. Once we are done with those modules, once we understand what's on paper and how to make sense out of it, that's when we were put in the field. The good part to transition from the theoretical classes to the live project was we were asked to go in the market and try to sell. So that was like, you are finally out of your cocoon. We used to start with fundamental things only for any module that we start. So it's like 2 or 3 classes per day for one module. I think we used to have. We used to learn it throughout. Where there is after one topic is over, we would be given an example to solve in small batches. So we used to go in breakout rooms, solve it together with friends, and then come back with answers. So we have some practice of that topic in the session only. That used to help us when we do assignment. So Saturdays and Sundays, we learn as much as we can for one particular module while also learning other things. So it doesn't happen like that we get bored of it, because if it's finance, it doesn't happen that 10 to 7 you are just learning finance. There is human skills also. There is problem solving also. So we like the schedule was designed in a way that some breather was there. Even in problem solving, it was fun basically because it was all case studies that we were solving and questions we were supposed to be asking. And by the end of Sunday, we have learned a couple of topics, and jumbling them up, there is an assignment waiting for us to be submitted on Thursday. So that also used to be sometimes individual, sometimes group. So that way we could also meet the entire batch also. We have good friends now only because we worked in different modules, we worked on different assignments. So that helped us a lot. Like now I can proudly say that I have friends in Delhi because I have. So that way it actually helped us build a rapport with the peers. In B2C, I was working for a spa called Spine in Bangalore. That was a spa plus wine thing. They are like the first in India to serve wine while you are having your spa. We were supposed to be bringing clients for them. They gave us the list of leads who have visited their facility before, and we were supposed to be calling them. So we worked on in a batch of 3 people, and one of them was also in Bangalore who could also visit and get the photos, and also we could sell the service better. And to our surprise, we surpassed our own target only. We thought that we could convert only 3% of the people. We reached to 15%. In B2C, that was the first time we picked up the phone, and we called real people who could do anything with you, who can hang up, who can say no. So we grew a thick skin of rejection. We were okay by the end of it. The sales cycle or the conversion cycle would be longer for B2B. So there we learned the art of patience, because you sometimes cannot even connect to the right person. Sometimes they say call me back in a week, and that's when what you do with your pitch, what you talk to them matters a lot. But the conversion cycle was long enough that we could also make just about 200 to 50 calls throughout the project, because you have to do a lot of follow-ups. So you cannot touch point with multiple people, but the ones you do, you'll have to keep in touch with them for as long as you can. So even during weekdays, you have to find time. So somebody says कि साहब वेंसडे को आएंगे तो तुम्हें फिर वेंसडे को कॉल करना पड़ेगा. That's how we roll. So good part is कि even in that project we exceeded the target that we thought we could achieve. And that was one good thing. And in that we had external jury, so it was even more of a bigger ball game, that not only you are supposed to be performing good in your project, these could be the potential recruiters. That's when I think I also figured that I'm good fit for a B2B company rather than a B2C company. I can talk to more people. I have that patience also. So all in all, it was a good experience. In Nestle, I was supposed to be identifying the root causes for them to not be able to sell their new SKUs. So they had this Korean Maggi and all of those products. So why they are not able to sell them as much as other brands, and what are the data points that for every outlet. I had to cover 80 plus outlets in all Ahmedabad. So during the projects, I think we learned a lot about how exactly the business worked, because we were associated with a real business, working with real people. So those, I think, 4 months time, of B2C, B2B, and FMCG projects was rigorous, but at the same time, we were understanding what we were doing because abhi tak whatever we have learned, we could put in action while also identifying the real time problems and then getting them solved. So I think it all came full circle when we started doing the life projects. And then you feel accountable that because you're working for something, random businesses out there and you are responsible for bringing them the leads. So it's not just about your marks anymore. Everything a lot more at stake. Once we are done with our projects, we were asked to do the mock interviews for our presentation. Uh, each group has two, three people, and we used to go in front of the jury to present our project. In B2B, what happened is when with one of the mentors, they let me go through with my entire presentation, and then he asked me that show me some recording of your calls that you have done with the lead. So the presentation numbers are always talked upon. That how do you come up with that number? Why did you set the target so low? Or if you have set a higher one, how did you not achieve it? We achieved the target beyond what we have set. So the questions were related to that key. How the conversion was this? How did you identify that it was this conversion? Did you actually see the money in the bank, or you just agreed that yeah, we'll take your service and you just say it's a converted lead? So all the numbers on your presentations, the question, all the data points that you put. If you have done a competitors analysis, why you have not used niche competitors, like you for Catch, I was working on a B2B project that sells the solution for bus operators. So I was considering Chalo and all of those as competitors. Then they said, but they sell solution of camera also, GPS also. So you are technically competing with those small companies also that are selling GPS, camera. So technically, the analysis is incomplete. So that's when it hit you कि this is right, because either way, तुम consolidated solution बेच रहे हो, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. You are actually competing with these small players also, and you never know that until you actually know that, until we actually showed it to the external jury. And this is what experience does to you, and this is what we get out of it. Okay, that was actually very helpful. We had people coming in from very good brands like Paytm, Skill Better, all of it. And when they used to come for like just an hour, it felt like they could share like a 3-4 hours worth knowledge, because they talk about literally the real scenarios that they deal with day in and day out. When they talk about their clients, what they deal with. Sometimes they also talk about investors and investments. So you understand that this role that you start with, be it an SDR or a manager, you're going to do much more than what you're going to do today. And that will not just be to pick up the phone and convert the lead into a client. That will be way too much more than that. So if these people have reached to a position in a span of 10-15 years, so could you. That used to give us the insights that is not sometimes likely to be related to what we were learning, but that's a life lesson. Traditional education system doesn't let you work on such projects. पहले तो. Second, you are tied to a system that is to study this, take exam. So the ideology is to clear the exam and not learn it. That is entirely switched in this program. The ideology was to learn as much as we can. And once we learn, we know that we'll clear it anyway. Compared to an MBA program, I think this is better because you are not forced to learn like 8 different subjects in 6 months and then fatafat say mug up and then throw in an exam. No, you are not. You are, itminan se seekho. You jumble it up with life projects is next level anyway. You don't get to do that in MBAs anyway. When the company started to pour in, I was stunned to see the brands that were coming in, honestly, because I'm just keeping my candidature aside. I know the batch has everybody 20 something, 25 something people, and some of them are not even working when we were doing this. So imagine you get your first job at 9 LPA. What do you want? Like 20 something me would love that. And with a brand name like Zomato, if you associate yourself with such companies for a year and then you choose to switch, it will still work wonders for your profile, because you started with a good pay, you started with a good company, and then you might not even have to apply. Companies might try and find you and want to work with you. Later, some B2B roles also came for a good package. It was coming for 11 to 14 and all of that. So you have the higher CTC to target while negotiating what your worth. So those are the companies that I applied for eventually, and so there was a variety. It was a fixed, it was B2C, it was B2B also, range also. So you're getting the variety that you could look for in a placement pool. I've also seen that the hiring has declined in IIMs also, and MIMs also in last couple of years. But Kraftshala, I don't think they suffered as much, because the students that they are pushing out have real life experiences in sales. We did what, 3 different projects hands on, and if a company like Nestle trusts us with a project for 15 people, that too year on year, that speaks volume. But the standard of that batch reaches to that level because through and through we are asked to learn so much. Some companies don't have the time and budget to upskill you right when you join them. When they're trying to hire you, they might not invest in your upskilling just yet. So they would rather want somebody who are ready.